Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all having a really good day. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Sebastian and I welcome you guys with open arms. I do pop culture videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy best friend, bitch, you have found me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to support my channel, there's always a thanks button down below. Or if you want a personalized video from me, bitch, my cameo link is in the description. Okay, and also, bitch, remember to drink some water because I have not had a lot of water today. So let's drink water together before we get into this tea. Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, go. So last night I go to bed, right? And I was like, girl, tomorrow, bitch, you're gonna be on point. You're gonna start tomorrow. Tell me why. I woke up today, right? And I was like, it's Sunday, bitch. So I worked in the morning. Then we went to Ross because some bitch on TikTok said that everything was gonna be on sale. And it was not on sale, okay? Second, then after that, our best friend, she was like, girl, she told my husband and I, she was like, let's go to have Five Guys. And I'm like, what? I'm like, girl, I mean, I'm a little bloated. I don't think I can take Five Guys now. She goes, no, bitch, the food. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So then we go. And bitch, I've never had it. I talked about it in my videos yesterday, but I ate Five Guys, right? Like the burger, super good. I did a cheeseburger all the way, except no mushrooms. And we had a bunch of peanuts and fries, right? But then something I didn't mention yesterday was we had a vanilla cone from McDonald's afterwards, bitch. And I have not had a lot of water. So, moral of the story is, bitch, if you need a day off and you need to eat some good food, bitch, it might not be the best. But you know what? Sometimes we got to do what's best up here too and in our hearts. Because sometimes we just need a little fucking, burger and ice cream in our lives. And you know what, bitch? Tomorrow we'll go back to us. Anyways, back to what I was motherfucking gonna say. Let's talk about Britney and Christina Aguilera. So listen, right? Okay. First, I've always, growing up being a Britney fan, you were like, Britney and Christina were pinned against each other growing up, right? Because that's just the way it was. And it was either you're, Britney fan or a Christina fan. Throughout the years, they only did I've only seen them together twice. One time when they presented Whitney Houston in the VMAs, and then in the 2000 VMAs, and then when they did like a Virgin with Madonna, right? So then, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I was, and for many years, I will take definitely accountability for that. I always sort of had the mentality, Britney versus Christina, who sold more, who did this, who did that, who broke this record. And, one of my besties on here said to me, Sebastian, you're literally putting them against one another. And I was like, oh my God, bitch, you're so right. Like, we're not in the, 90s, 2000s that we should pin women against women, right? So Christina Aguilera, in my eyes, has always been incredibly talented. She has a voice that, there's no mistaken, I know a lot of tea from that. So anyways, I think Christina Aguilera is definitely, even though she wasn't my favorite, I could definitely appreciate a lot of her music. And for the people who grew up with Britney, Christina, Justin, Backstreet, NSYNC, Mandy, Jessica, like all of the pop, the early 2000s pop, even if they weren't your favorite, they still bring some kind of nostalgia because like, whenever I hear What a Girl Wants or Genie in a Bottle or whatever, I get nostalgic. Like she gets nostalgic, my nipples get a little hard. I get a little like, oh my God, And also Christina has great music, right? So anyways, the moral of this, I was walking the dogs today and I take a long walk. I usually don't even listen to music. Sometimes, depends on my mood, but I was thinking a lot. And nostalgia is such a big thing for all of us, right? And I was thinking, if Britney were ever to tour again or do anything in the industry, how cool would it be if, Britney and Christina did something together? And the only reason I say that is because I mean, I think Britney is in a, in my, hopefully in my mind, hopefully she's in a healing journey, you know. There's a part of me that wants to believe that, and then there's a part of me that says, you know, Britney's not well, you know, that something shady is going on, right? But I like to believe, you know, that she's in a process of healing, and I think part of the healing is you know, uh, maybe forgiving people, or you know, asking for forgiveness, and then maybe, you know, meeting halfway. And I just think that how cool would it be if, you know, all of our nostalgic dreams would be come true, and we can have like one night where, you know, Britney and Christina do something together. And I say it in a most humble way, because Britney does not need to share the stage with anybody. Every single tour, everything has been, you know, a huge success. She doesn't need anyone. But for me, it was just like, to bring that nostalgic back. You know what I mean? Like, that nostalgia, that like, that sort of feeling you get when you watch like an old movie, and you feel something. And Christina is definitely part of that. You know, even if you were a huge Britney fan, Christina is part of, you know, a lot of people's past. So I don't know. It was just like a thought I had, and I was like, how would it be? Like, how would, you know, what would it be? And then, you know, I thought about like this whole like, I mean, I thought about a tour, you know, but I was just like, that's just like too much. But I just think it was like, it would be really cool, like one night, you know, like one night only, like the 90s girls would come out, and, you know, you would have like Britney and Christina and Mandy and, you know, Jessica and Hillary Duff and Mandy Moore and, you know, all the 90s, early 2000s, you know, Brandy, you know, Monica, Lil Kim, you know, just like Maya, like all of them, you know, just one night, all of them performing one song, seeing where they're at now. Like, I just think that'd be really, really cool. But I think because Britney was definitely, in my opinion, the leader of all the 2000s and 90s, you know, female singers, pop at least, I think, you know, it would be really cool if she like closed the show, you know? I don't know. It was just like an idea I got. I just think it would be really cool if like we just got a little dose of nostalgia, because bitch, you know, I mean, I go to bed every night watching Not So Raven. Hang on, I need a little more drink. I go to bed every night watching something like nostalgic, because it just brings me back to a happier place, you know, because like, damn, I remember when like the Panorama was happening. I remember that I got this like mindset of like, I was going back in time. I'm not even kidding. Like, I was obsessed with the 90s. Everything I had was 90s. Like, tie-dye clothes. I would have like, I was speaking like the 90s. I was only watching 90s, early 2000s things. And I think mentally, because it was like I wanted to escape, right? And oftentimes, like when I hike or when I go on long walks and stuff, I only listen to like early on from my childhood, because when I was a kid, this is what was playing, right? And I'll never forget, you guys know I go onto story times on here. I'll never forget, I used to go to this after school like daycare, but I was like 12, right? It was fun too. It had like a bowling alley, like it was like legit, like it was good. I honestly, I don't even know how my mom could afford it. So I'm so grateful for her. But I would go there every day after school. They would pick us up, and I just remember like that time, it was so beautiful, because all you heard around, you know, the music was like Britney and Christina and Backstreet and NSYNC, and it was just like, you know, I had real grown problems, you know, growing up. Like, I had to grow up really, really quick, and I couldn't really live in that child fantasy land for very long. I had to deal with grown up issues real quick, which, you know, I'm very grateful for, because I think it made me who I am, right? But the little fantasy moments I did have, this music was with me. That, you know, the movies, the shows. So anything that can bring back that nostalgia would just be so cool. So I also think it would just be such a huge headline if Britney and Christina did something together, because I believe that, you know, Britney should end the show, but I think Christina should come before Britney, right? I think that would be the way that it would go. But anyways, just a thought. You guys know sometimes I like to come here and just chit chat with you. But let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see a 90s, early 2000s diva pop star show? Let me know in the comments. And who would you want to come to the show? I love you all so much. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Drink your freaking water, bitch, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys are not drinking your water. So yeah, drink your fucking water. I used to freaking drink a gallon a day, bitch. What happened to me? I have a huge ass pimple here. You know what, bitch? Nothing. I'm a survivor, and so are you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.